Hey friends, it's Devin here with Make Anything, and today's video is for the design nerds out there. Specifically, those of you who are doing CAD in Fusion. Oh, I almost called it Fusion 360. Now it's just Autodesk Fusion. Anyways, if you do a lot of modeling in Autodesk Fusion like I do, then hopefully today's video will be really helpful because I'm going to be going over some sneaky little efficiency tips for selections in Fusion. I know, super exciting. See, I'm working on the third version of my Scubits puzzle, which means I'm kind of redoing a lot of the same puzzles, but in this new style that is focused on being super clear and strong and easy to laser cut, as well as 3D print. People seem to like Scubits, so I've continued working on making it better and better for all of you. So that's down the pipeline, but in the meantime, as I've been doing this, I've had to do a whole lot of selecting lines and edges in Fusion, and I've figured out some ways to do that really efficiently that I wish I knew earlier. Also, I noticed that Fusion recently changed some of how selections work in the program, so unless you're reading all the latest release notes, then even the pros out there might have something to gain from this video. That said, I want to make it quick, so let's jump right into it and learn some tricks. So here I have a blank Scubits problem, and I'll turn on my problem grid sketch, which is just this template I created for making all my Scubits problems. First, I can click and hold until this little menu pops up, and that lets me specify exactly what I want to select, which in this case is a profile from that sketch. Now I can click extrude up here or use the shortcut E to enter the extrusion tool and continue adding to my selection. Most of you are likely already aware that you can hold Control while clicking around to add or remove profiles from the selection. But if we click and drag to make selection windows, things become a bit more nuanced. If we click and drag a window from the bottom right while holding Shift, Fusion will add any profile that the window touches to our selection. And I can continue doing that to keep adding profiles to the selection. I should specify that I'm in this window selection mode, but these tips will generally work for the freeform and paint selection options as well, if those better suit your situation. But yes, Shift plus selecting from right to left will add anything touching the drawn window to my ongoing selection, even if it's just the tiniest bit of that window that's within a profile. Now, if I hold Control while drawing a similar window, selecting works the same way, but for removing profiles from the overall selection. Anything the window touches is deselected. That's all fine and good, but things get extra interesting when we draw our window from left to right. Holding Shift still means that we're adding to the selection, but now Fusion will only select profiles that are completely within that window, and the same applies for deselecting with Control. It's a subtle difference, but it's so very useful to have both options. And I have a feeling that most people just naturally tend to always select from the same direction, as I once did. It's not an obvious thing to try, but learning this has been so helpful in situations like this, where I have a bunch of profiles in a crowded sketch and I only want to select this or that. Now I can quickly select all of the squares that make up this Scubits problem with just a few windows drawn from right to left while holding Shift, and that can still be paired with simply holding Control while clicking individual profiles to both select and deselect them. Holding Shift while clicking doesn't do anything, but you can always draw a tiny window within just one profile to add to your selection that way as well. With these options combined, selecting my strange collection of profiles isn't bad at all. I'll just go ahead and apply this extrude cut to make my hole, and then we've got yet another collection of selections to make, since I want to round all these sharp corners. I also want the inside corners to have a different sized fillet from the outside corners, and since this part is so thin, these little edges can be quite tricky to click on without zooming in a bunch, and that's honestly how I used to do it. But now we are wiser. Although if I do try to select with a window now, it's not working. For whatever reason, I have to restart the selection in this fillet tool, and now if I hold Shift and draw a box, well, it's selecting things that aren't even visible. Oi, oi, oi. No. First, we must go to the selection menu, down to selection filters, and make sure that only the options for select through and body edges are checked. Now I can use Shift plus Windows drawn left to right to select all these little inside corners without selecting all of the adjacent edges. I'll give those a 4mm fillet and hit OK. And now only the outside corners remain. We could select those in the very same fashion, but in this case, there's a sneakier way to make it even more efficient, and that is to view this model from the side. Once again, we do have to go and make sure that only select through and select edges are active. Now I can hold Shift and draw a super skinny rectangle from right to left that only touches those outside corners, and that selects them all at once, so I can add my 1.2mm fillet there. By hitting Control plus the numbers 4 through 9, we can toggle between the different visual styles, and that's often helpful for seeing just what you need to see. And exactly how all these techniques are best applied will vary a bit depending on the situation, but hopefully these tips have made you a bit more fluent in the ways of Autodesk Fusion. Alright, those are my tips for you today. If you learned something new and appreciate this content, give me a like, maybe leave a comment so I know that I should keep doing Fusion modeling based content like this, a little bit more technical than what the general viewer likes. But I like to satisfy everyone and I like to be educational where I can. I didn't cover every aspect of selections. There's options to select by object size and other things like that, but this basically covered the majority of the selecting I do in Fusion 360. I can't even imagine how many selections I've done in Fusion and how much time I would have saved if I did it the quickest way possible. So with that said, I want to thank you for selecting this video. Thanks for watching, I love you all, take care, and as always, stay inspired.